Hey folks, welcome to week 12. We are getting much closer to the end. You all have been doing such a wonderful job. I've really appreciated your insights through the discussions, your assignments, the book club. It's been a really fantastic to hear from you all this semester so far. I wanted to talk a little bit about what it is that we're going to be doing this week, and then kind of how we're wrapping up this semester. So we have still 2 assignments left. We have our questioning lesson plan assignment, and then we have our 2 consecutive lessons where we plan and act and reflect. And one of the things that I wanted us to do and think about when we're creating our lessons is to think about, like, how do we fit the culturally relevant piece that's such a trademark of our program into our planning? Because I know a lot of us, have lessons that are handed to us. We have curriculum that we work with. And our program doesn't necessarily talk a whole lot about, like, well, how do we take what's given to us and do something with it? And that's what I want us to do tonight. Or for this week, so if you have one of your lessons for these upcoming assignments that you want to talk about, fantastic. But our overarching goal is that we're going to kind of sit and think about how we consider culturally relevant pedagogy in STEM lesson planning. And so I have a few activities for us to kind of go through and do. I have a reading. It's kind of a really great reading by kind of one of my favorite authors in math education, Julia Aguirre. She's fantastic, and she's actually written this lesson analysis tool for culturally responsiveness. Now, again, this is a math education focused article, but everything that happens in there applies to STEM in so many different ways. And so she talks a little bit about what does it mean to be culturally relevant, and then she actually has a tool that is embedded within that document that she uses to look at and analyze lesson plans. And that's what we're going to do. So we're going to read the article. I've got a podcast. You can kind of choose a math or science focused one that's looking at English learners, multilingual learners in STEM. And then we have some 2 reflection questions that I'm going to ask you to jump into Slack on. And then lastly, what I'm going to do is I have 2 lesson plans that exist that have, I think, a social justice slant to them. They're not perfect. And what I want you to do is I want you to kind of go through and write a reflection using that analysis tool as the basis for your reflection. Now, I'm going to mention this kind of in my video. If you want to take a look at your own lessons or ones that you're doing coming up or ones that you're using for this course, please do that. I gave you some examples. You can use those. But if you have one that you would like to do that you could find interesting and use in your own class, please do that instead. As always, reach out if you have any questions. I'm excited to see what y'all come up with and what you think about the tool and these activities. Thanks all.